Hello, welcome to yoga. Thanks for coming. We are going to today move slowly and mindfully. So that can be kind of a challenge actually. So we'll see how you like it. But moving slowly into a pose gradually. So find your place that you'd like to start centering. Could be seated or supine. We are going to begin the practice on our backs, but you can begin seated for the centering part. So wherever you're comfortable, find that place. So let's just start by taking 3 breaths. Deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Kind of sigh it out. So nice deep breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Release. 2 more, just like that. And then just bring your awareness inside. Just get a general sense of where you are this morning in your body. That breathing was one way of releasing tension. Just see if you can soften, release your face, your jaw, shoulders down from the ears, or if you're supine, just let your body sink into the mat. Just a release and then noticing of anything that's going on with compassion so that you just don't cause harm as you're working today. Yoga is a healing practice, so that's what we're working for. Non-judgment, just being with each moment with what you've got. And notice your energy level, notice your mental state. Just notice what you've got to work with today. And then bring your awareness to the breath. Breathe a couple of rounds, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Making sure that your face is relaxed, your jaw, your neck. Relax wherever you can. And then you have an option to bring a hand to the belly and a hand to the chest somewhere. Lower ribs or upper chest. You don't have to, but that can help you to get, we're going to be focusing on the breath in the body, so that can help you to get a felt sense of that. So we're going to do belly breaths. So begin a slow, deep, even inhale, not over efforting, but noticing the rise of the belly first, and then the spread of the rib cage as the breath fills the lungs, and then all the way up to your upper chest. And then exhaling slowly and evenly without effort. Notice the receding back to center from the top down to the belly. So just take a few rounds. Just gentle, deep, slow breaths, filling your lungs from the bottom up, exhaling, emptying, everything recedes from the top of your chest down to your belly. One more round. remember, we're not rushing today. We're moving consciously in a slow manner. So now I'd like you to continue the belly breaths, but count to 3. So thinking of belly, middle chest, upper chest as the filling, just a slow count of 3 as you inhale fully, but not with too much effort. And then exhale 3. Count in your mind. So here we're evening out the breath. So you hear, keep going. I always talk about the breath as slow, deep, even, and we're going to make our movements in practice today slow, deep, and even. So starting with the breath, counting helps you to even out your inhale and exhale. Now I'm going to invite you to, you're going to be taking in the same amount of air, but you're going to even slow it down a little more. So perhaps increase your count to 4, keeping the same tempo. You're inhaling the same, exhaling the same volume. You're just slowing it down. You can go up by 1, you can up by 2, whatever. Just increase what's comfortable in a way that's comfortable. Slow it down. Same amount of breath, you're just taking it in more slowly, letting it out more slowly. This is a place where Ujjayi breathing, where you narrow your throat a little bit, and that can really help you to control the speed. So that's an option. Couple more rounds. Okay, then you can take your hands down if you've had them on your body and just release the counting and the pranayama. But stay with that slow, deep, even breath, because we're going to be matching movement to breath, and we're going to move slow. And come on to your backs to start. So spread, lengthen your legs out. Keep your arms down by your side to start. So begin with your feet, flex your feet, just gently press the backs of your legs down toward the mat. Spread your toes. So you're activating your lower body here. And then spread your fingers, activate your arms, and on an inhale, keep your legs active, press out through your feet, and bring your arms up overhead. So we're moving with the breath, really slow movements. It can be a real challenge to slow down on the mat, off the mat. So keep moving a few more rounds, very simply just inhaling, arms overhead, exhaling, Arms back down by your side. And the next time your arms are up overhead, as you come to your exhale, pull your belly in and draw your left knee into your chest. Take a hold around the thigh or the shin. Squeeze your left knee in. Inhale, lengthen your left leg out, arms back overhead. Next exhale, you're going to draw the right knee into your chest. Squeeze it in. So we're just adding the legs, opening up the hips, the knees, and the shoulders all together. Moving slowly. Squeeze it in. Stay with the whole movement from the beginning of the inhale to the end of the exhale. Notice sensation. And have the intention to slow it down. And the next time you draw your right knee into your chest, that'll be the end of that movement. Then stretch out long, full body stretch. Inhale, lengthen through your fingers, through your feet. And then exhale, bring your arms back down to the sides. Stretch your legs up, feet up toward the ceiling. So legs are up, feet are flexed. Bring your fingertips toward the ceiling. And just rotate your ankles and wrists in one direction and then in the other direction. Flex, extend, wiggle your fingers, your toes. Just a little love to the ankles and wrists. And then bring your arms back down by your side. Bring your knees over your hips. So you're like you're sitting on a chair on your back, and bring your hands to your knees. And we're going to very slowly open the hips, matching with our breaths. So inhale, you're going to move your knees away and out to each side, back to like halfway around a circle. Then exhale, the knees come toward your body and back to the center, which is right over the hips. Okay, so let's try that again. Slow inhale, knees move away from each other, out to the side. Exhale, back toward your chest, and then back to center. So a couple more like that. This is also opening the shoulders a little bit. You can feel that. Have your core engaged so your lower back stays on the mat. Doing a lot of things at once here. You're moving really slowly with the breath. One more this way. And the next time your knees come back over your hips, pause there and begin going the other direction. So your inhale, wait for an exhale. When you come to an exhale, bring your knees toward your chest and then out to the side. And then inhale, knees go away and back to neutral. Move slowly, slowly. Be curious about what you feel in your body as you're doing this. And always notice with compassion, non-judgment, and modify. If anything is painful, modify. Pain is a signal that you need to make a change. And the next time you come to center, pause there and hug both knees into your chest. Rock on your sacrum, rock right around in a circle or anything that feels good, happy baby, anything like that. And then either come over to your side and up to tabletop or rock up and come around to all fours. So now we're going to do some really slowly building level by level up to, or movement by movement up to Earth Salutation. So start in tabletop. So spread your fingers, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, neutral spine. So just have your gaze down at the front edge of your mat or down at the mat and spread your fingers, press into the ball mounts of your fingers, take a little weight off the wrist. If you need a blanket under your knees, that can be really nice. Press into the tops of your feet, lengthen out through the crown of your head and through your tailbone. And we're going to start really slowly. So on an inhale, tilt your pelvis forward, but that's all. Just the pelvis is tilting. Tailbone goes up a little bit. Exhale, tuck. So the rest of the spine isn't moving. This is only the sacrum, the bottom. So tilt and tuck. Tilt on the inhale, tuck on the exhale. One more, just like that, just the bottom of the spine. And now tilt, and as you come to a tuck, let the tuck go a little more up your spine. Not all the way, we're just going to move gradually. And on the inhale, tilt your pelvis and then come all up into the lumbar spine a little bit. Tuck a little bit, so you're unfurling as you go. Each breath, maybe a little higher up in the spine gets involved. So gradually move into really moving slowly. Think of your spine like a fern that's unfurling, curling up. Unfurling, I like that word. Slowly, slowly, gradually, gently making the movement deeper. So there we're back to the breath. Slow, deep, even movement is slow, deep, getting deeper and even between the extension and the flexion. Okay, then the next time you come to an exhale, you don't have to be moving with me, just at your own rate. Next time you come to an exhale, let your hips go back over your heels, child's pose, bend your elbows. Inhale, come back up to tabletop, neutral spine. Exhale, tuck into cat. Inhale, tilt your pelvis, move up your spine into cow. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, back to tabletop, neutral spine. Exhale, round your back into child's pose. So that's our Earth Salutation. I'll talk you through one more round. Child's pose, Inhale up to neutral spine, tabletop. Exhale, cat. Round your back gently. Inhale, cow, unfurl. Exhale, downward facing dog. Really slow. We're going to do a couple more rounds really slowly, but you can do it on your own. Tabletop, child's pose, tabletop, cat pose, cow pose, downward facing dog. So take your time to finish out the round that you're in. We will all meet in child's pose. So take your time, finish out after your downward dog, come back to neutral and then back to child's pose. Bring your belly in, chest against your thighs, resting your head on whatever is the best. Let go, release, let gravity just release everything into the mat. Breathe through your back heart. Your rib cage will expand in the back so your lungs can fill. And then inhale, come back up to all four. Tabletop pose. On an inhale, take your right leg back, rest on the ball of your right foot. Lengthen out through your heel, press into the ball of your foot, lengthen out through the heel, and at the same time, bring your right hip forward so you're lengthening that leg in two directions. And then on an inhale, firm your belly up, so zip it up, activate your core, and lift your right leg up. Doesn't have to be high, in fact, you would like your, try to have your hips level. And then take your, option here, to take your left fingers up to the corner of the mat, just rest them on the mat. This is balance pose. And then perhaps reach out through your left fingers. So sunbird, gaze is down to the mat, strong core, lengthening out through your right leg, your left arm, breathing. And then bring your left hand down, your right knee down, and go back into child's pose. Take your weight off your wrist. You might want to circle your wrists around a little bit before we do the other side. And then inhale back up. Neutral spine. Make sure your foundation's set up. And then take your left leg back. Rest on the ball of your left foot. And then on an inhale, make sure your belly's in and up. Raise your left leg, lengthen out and forward at the same time through the left hip. Fingertips can go up toward the right corner of your mat. Perhaps lengthen out through your right fingertips, right arm. Relax your face. So what's strong here? Your leg, your arm, your core. And then right hand down, left leg down. Come back into child's pose. Sink into the mat. Take a few breaths here. And then come back up to tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Keep your knees bent here in down dog. Pedal your feet if that feels good. And then you can, with your knees pretty much bent, lengthen your spine. So reach your sit bones up toward the ceiling. Let your neck be flexible, long, not taut. Shake your head yes, no. Press into your hands. Press down through your heels. Maybe straighten your legs a little bit. Take a couple breaths. And then walk your feet up to your hands. Come into Uttanasan. Standing forward bend at the front edge of your mat. Knees bent a little or a lot. Belly's in and up. Upper body just hanging with the weight of gravity. Any arms you want. Have your hold on to opposite elbows or behind your legs, or just let your hands rest down toward the floor. Couple breaths. And bring your hands to your shins. Come halfway up, Ardha Uttanasan with a strong flat back. And then press down into your feet. Bring your arms out to the side and come all the way up. Arms overhead, palms touch, and right down the midline to your heart space. And then we'll come into mountain pose. So look at your feet. Feet should be maybe big toes together or hip width apart. Lift and spread your toes. Press down through the four corners of your feet. Root down. Slightly tuck your tailbone. Belly comes in and up. Lift up through the side waist. Shoulders can come up to the ears and come back to open chest. Externally rotate your arms. Spread your fingers. Shoulders are coming down from the ears. Lift up through the crown of your head. Close your eyes if you have the balance. Balance is, you'll see, is going to be a big part of our practice today too. So come back to your breath. Relax your face, your jaw, shoulders down. Feel the energy. Slow your breath down. And then open your eyes. Keep your fingers spread. Keep rooting down. Inhale, slowly bring your arms up overhead. No rush. Palms meet. Turn your palms out. Exhale, slowly come back down. Hands to heart space. A few more just like that. Inhale. No rush. Slow movement. Slow, deep breath. Gaze can follow the hands if that feels okay. One more. Resist the urge to speed up. Enjoy the movement the whole way through. Okay, then pause. And we're going to do a half sun salutation really slowly. So start, inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, set your hips back, let the weight come into your heels, and just bring your arms out in front. Strong, strong core. Let your chest come toward your thighs, to your thighs. So you're coming into a forward bend from a chair pose. Chest on your thighs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, press, bring your arms out in front. Press through your feet, come all the way up. Now you can vary this. You can bring your arms out to the side. You can make any change that makes this feel better to you. So, but it's basically inhaling, arms up, exhaling, hips back. So you're coming into a chair as you bring your arms out, out, out in front. Strong belly. Coming into Uttanasan. Inhale, half lift, lengthen out. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, best way for you, pressing into your feet and coming up with a strong back. Let's do one more, really slowly. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hips back, reach forward. Chest to thighs, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, strong back, strong belly, arms out or forward, all the way up. And hands to heart center. And then just take a few breaths in mountain pose. Noticing what's going on inside. Coming back to the breath. Okay, and we're going to do a balance pose, but we're going to start with just some sun breaths. So inhale, fingers spread, arms up. Just like we did before. Exhale, palms out. Come back. One more like that. Just the sun breath. Now this time we're gonna, as the arms come up to the shoulders, see if you can come up onto your toes. So balance, have your focal point. Just gently make this a balance pose. 2 feet, just a narrower base up on your toes. As your arms come up, your heels come up. Reach. As your arms come down, your heels come down. So just a couple more. Having a playful attitude. This is practice. Okay, then come back down, shake everything out, maybe swing a little left and right. And then have your feet hip width apart. And we're just going to shift our weight from side to side, keeping both feet on the ground. So just shift your weight to your right foot. Left foot still comes up a little bit, but it's still on the mat. So just side to side. Shift back and forth. Let your heels start to come up as you shift to the left. Your right heel comes up a little bit. Shift to the right. The left heel comes up a little bit. So we're just moving into a balance. And the next time you shift over to the right, pause there and come up onto the left toes. So you're putting even more weight into your right foot. We're going to come into a one leg balance. So you want to activate your core and have your gaze point, soft gaze, not staring, and just gradually inquire into perhaps lifting that foot off the mat, bringing the knee up. So any way that you want to play around, and that's what it is, playing around with a one leg balance. You can bend and straighten the knee. You can do anything you want with your arms. But relax your face, jaw, neck. Maybe a little smile, not so serious. Keep breathing. So we're going into this slowly. That's the theme of the practice. All right, then let the left foot come down. Shake out what needs to be shaken out. Listen to your body, it'll tell you. And we'll try that on the other side. So this time, start by just letting the weight come into the left foot. Let your right heel come up on the right toes. And once you feel stable there, perhaps lift the right foot off the mat. You've got the drill. You know what it is. So just take a few more seconds, about 20 seconds, to play with one-legged balance on the other side. Okay, then bring the right leg down, shake it out. And we're going to do one more balance. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see, but we're going to come into a warrior one. So feet are hip width apart. Turn your left toes out about 30 degrees something. Step your left leg back so the feet are on train tracks. Bend your right knee over your right ankle and bring your left hip forward so that your hips are level. Shoulders and hips squared to the short edge of the mat. Inhale, bring your arms up. We're going to move here a little bit. Exhale, arms down, straighten your front leg. A few more times like that. Inhale, arms up, leg bends. Exhale, straight leg, arms come back. One more like that. Inhale, straighten leg, arms back, and then come back into warrior one for a couple breaths. Now, keeping the bend in your arms can come down or stay up. I like my arms down. You're going to bring your body, begin to come up on your left toes. Bring your body forward. Drag your back toes up and the right leg straightens. Keep a little bend in it so you're on your left toes. And now here, we're going to, once you feel balanced on here, you can see about lifting your left toes off the mat. Perhaps arms go up, and as the back leg comes up a little more, your front body moves out in front. So play with it however you want, just kind of the opposite of what we just did We're extending the back leg and back hip instead of flexing. Breathe. And then put your step back with your left foot. Bring the left foot up to meet the right. Just circle your hips. Before we go to the other side, shake out any tension that gathered from that. And this time, hip width apart, feet are hip width apart, right toes out a little bit, step back. Bend your left knee over the left ankle, square up your hips, shoulders. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms back, straighten the left leg. Couple more times. Warrior one, then straighten the leg, arms back. One more time. Now next time your arms go up, take a couple breaths in warrior one. So press into both feet. Keep moving the right hip forward a little bit. And then begin to move forward up onto your right toes. Drag your right foot up, straighten out your left leg without locking the knee. I'm going to bring my arms down. You can have your arms anywhere you want. And then see about bringing the back leg up. Gaze, keep your gaze, keep your core engaged. You can bend your back leg, anything you want. And then bring that right foot down. Come back to the, you're already facing the front edge of your mat. Come back to mountain pose. So shake things out first and then come back to mountain pose. That was a lot of balancing. So come back to a very stable 2 feet on the ground. Everything's stacked up. Remember that mountain feeling, stable and easy. So see if you can find that again. Build your mountain pose. Close your eyes if you have balance there. Just come back to your breath. Release anything that you don't need to maintain the alignment, the stability of mountain pose. Feel the ease and the strength. And then open your eyes. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bend your knees, chest comes forward, swan dive down into a forward fold, forward bend. Bring your hands to the mat and step your feet back into downward facing dog, not to stay. Inhale your knees to the mat. Bring your legs out to the side and come on over onto your back. So knees are bent, feet hip width apart. We're going to arms down by your sides, palms facing down. We're going to, we did this last week. We're going to do some slow, move into bridge slowly. So back to the slow again. So start with the tilts, just like we did in the earth salutation. So start with a neutral spine. So there's a little space between your low back and the mat. You can feel there to feel it. That's neutral. And on an exhale, bring your belly in and up. Press your low back toward the floor so you're tucking your tailbone. And then on an inhale, you can either just come back to neutral or you can tilt forward a little bit consciously. So just tuck and tilt a few times on the exhale. Really slow, isolated movement here. And now we'll start to move into bridge. So on an inhale, neutral spine, and then bring your belly in and up, and then push into your feet. So your tailbone is tucking as you're lifting. Squeeze the glutes. Energetically bring your knees toward each other as if you had a block between your legs. And then let the upper spine open, chest opens, keep your neck long. Exhale, roll down slowly, one vertebra at a time, till the back of your pelvis comes to the mat. So we'll just do the Ulola, the movement slowly, getting maybe a little deeper each time. So tuck a little bit as you begin to raise. And the exhale, press your spine into the mat from the top to the bottom, one vertebra at a time, as slowly as you can. So the spine is moving from the bottom up on the inhale and from the top down on the exhale. Slowly, slowly, mindfully engaging one part at a time, beginning with the belly in and up before you start to raise. And then the glutes engage, press into your feet, your shoulders. One more nice slow bridge. Relax your face. Doesn't matter how high you go. Okay, the next time you come down, hug your knees into your chest. Rock around on your sacrum, back of your pelvis. And then we're going to do some really slow windshield wipes. So you can have your feet wide to the outer edges of the mat, or hip width, or glued together. So your version, whatever windshield wipes you want to do. Arms out to the side, shoulder height. So start centered, neutral spine. But before, an inhale here, and then before you begin the exhale, draw your belly in and up, and then let your legs go, not all the way, just partially, maybe halfway to the right. And then inhale, center, exhale, slowly moving, maybe halfway, and continue like that. Your goal is to move as slowly as you can, and each time the legs may go a little further. So you're releasing rather than forcing the legs, letting it happen gradually. You can bring your upper spine into the twist, moving with the knees or in the opposite direction. Just focus on moving slowly. Coming maybe back to that really slow breath, count of 3 or 4 for the inhale and exhale that we started with, and matching the movement of your body to that. No rush, no race, no time limit. And the next time your knees come to the right, pause there. And we'll just hold the twist for a few breaths. Now your body can still move even though we're holding in stillness. It will move with the breath. So inhale, send the breath to the area of greatest sensation or stretch, creating space, and on the exhale, allow your body to release, moving deeper into the pose, into the twist. Your slow movement, your slow breath just signals to your body that it can release, it's safe. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. Press into your feet and just get back to a neutral. Tap the back of your pelvis on the mat. Come back to neutral. Inhale and neutral. Exhale, bring your belly in. Let your knees come over toward the left for a twist on this side. Stay in your body. Notice differences between your sides. No judgment, just compassion. Give this side what it needs, what it's asking for. Inhale, create space. Exhale, allow release. Now inhale, bring your knees back to center. Take any last movement, perhaps pressing your both knees into your chest or happy baby. Give yourself a few seconds here, a little time, and then make your way into your Shavasana. Get your props. If you want to put on your socks or your sweater, have your eye bag, anything you need for Shavasana. And then you know the drill. It's not a drill, but you know the instructions for Shavasana. So just balance your body left and right. Be comfortable and release effort. So be supported as much as possible. And then let go. Sometimes letting go is the most difficult thing. So Shavasana is a chance to let go and practice letting go and being comfortable just right where you are with everything that's going on. Not knowing what's going to happen next, not thinking about what's going to happen next or what happened before, just being wholly and totally right in the moment. Now gently bring your awareness back to this space, coming out of Shavasana gradually, taking a minute or so to awaken your body. Come back to your breath. And perhaps coming onto your side, resting there, or scanning your body, taking stock of where you are toward the very end of practice. And then gradually bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. And when you arrive there, just lengthen up through the crown of your head so your spine is nice and tall and straight. Your legs can be any way that are comfortable for you. Rest your hands on your legs. And I invite you to bring your hands, palms together at your heart space, and bow gently. Give thanks to yourself for this time you've taken just for you, for your body, to listen to your body, to strengthen and soften your body in ways that it needs, that will help you in wellness, and also the time you've taken to practice staying within, out of your thoughts, into your listening, your feeling mind, and to move slowly, which is difficult. I find that in off the mat, this practice, what I've learned from off the mat going slowly is that I make fewer mistakes. It's when I'm moving fast and not thinking, that not being in my body, that I'm likely to slip and fall or trip. I'm likely to forget something, have to go back, all those things. So off the mat, practicing moving slowly and mindfully can have lots of benefits, just as it does on the mat. So I hope that is something you take away from this practice. And I'm thankful that you came and allowed me to guide you in this practice. The light in me bows to and honors the very same light in each of you. Namaste. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you back here hopefully next week. So long.